Welcome back, my delinquents. We have a new case today, absolutely insane. VShojo has stolen $500,000 at least from Ironmouse / a charity. Absolutely insane, resulting in Ironmouse leaving VShojo, which is crazy, as this is on like the coattails of 2 members already leaving, Zentra and Gega, and a few members are removing VShojo from their profiles, which it could be that they're also planning a max exodus, or they're thinking, as we do have a couple statements from some of them and not from others. So this started around 8-ish hours ago, probably close to 9 to 10 when this video was released, when Ironmouse released a video on why she is leaving VShojo out of the blue, though a lot of people were predicting this might be happening as so many people have been leaving it after another. And you know, when it rains, it pours. When someone leaves a company, it's rarely just one person, and this has shown a lot of underlying problems, some huge, about VShojo, who I think came under new management in the last year or so. Don't quote me on that. But I heard they did have a restructure recently, and a lot of other people, even talent management or editors, have left VShojo, which has been spelling doomsday. And I have to agree at this point. I think this will kill VShojo. This is the end of the reign of VShojo being the top talent agency with freedom. Air quotes, air quotes. But we're going to go over Ironmouse's video, where I'll cut up here some of the highlight points. I will link below to her video and talk about some of the points she brings in here, because a lot of things people aren't underlying is Ironmouse implies very heavily that she is suing VShojo. Like, she is suing them. She just can't talk about it because they've stolen money from her. They stole money from a charity. This is very serious. And it also gives you a sneak peek on how VShojo was run. So we're going to go also into the replies by other VShojo members and what people are thinking about this. And then I'll give my 2 piece on it as per usual. But this is an absolutely crazy story. I think everyone kind of knew if Ironmouse left, it would be for a good reason. And it really spelt the doom for VShojo. And honestly, yeah, it's doom days, brothers. We're going to start this off on Ironmouse's page, where they post, "To my community, I love you all dearly and thank you." And this, it doesn't seem like a hasty decision. It seems she has been dealing with this for a long time. Just as mentioned, the charity is from her record-breaking charity a year ago. So she's been pretty patient with all this. And this is to do with the release of her video, which we're about to go into. And we have a lot of VTubers supporting them. And even people not affiliated with VShojo talk about their experiences, which I guess is it gives us a peek behind the doors of, we really don't know what's happening behind companies until stuff like this is leaked. No matter how good a company is, it doesn't automatically mean it's going to stay that way. As we don't know if VShojo always had problems and we weren't aware of them, or this a new thing. But it does seem there has been a decline in quality in the last year or two from the video. But let's get into the video first before we go into any of the responses. So you can let me know in the comments below what you think of this situation and what you think this video means for VShojo.
I am leaving VShojo. Unfortunately, I recently found out that for the past couple of months, I have been misled by VShojo. With the information that I currently have, I believe that I am owed a significant amount of funds, which I have not been paid. And most importantly, the thing that hurts me the most is that the Immune Deficiency Foundation, which is the most important charity to me, and also the reason why I'm here today, is owed over $500,000 from VShojo. I know that...
See, this is the thing I want to underline here, because the $105,000 for the fund is mentioned in a lot of people's video, but not also that a substantial amount is owed to her. What does that mean? We do not know, but it could be equal to the same amount, because it does sound like, from further in the video, that Ironmouse does leave a lot of her payments in VShojo, so she doesn't have to manage it, pretty much, which is fair.
But this is a lot, and it's very important for me to be honest with all of you. I really want to tell you everything, but unfortunately right now, I have been instructed by my attorney to wait for more of the legal procedure to unfold. So one day, I will be able to tell you the full story.
And this is the part here that I don't know if people go into as much, that it implies heavily that she is suing VShojo, or they're in some sort of battle that is beginning court-wise, which makes sense. If you're owed money, if a contract breached, it's gonna go to court. I don't think this is says anything bad on Ironmouse's side. This just, logically makes sense. That's where it ends up if they can't come to an agreement.
But for now, I just need to let you know that I will no longer be a part of VShojo. If you give me a moment of your time, I just want to tell you a little bit about myself. I know for a lot of people right now, I became a VTuber because I really wanted to make friends.
Ironmouse goes into a lot of stuff about herself here. I'm just going to skip to the more prominent parts. You can go watch her video linked below so you can watch all of it.
Fortunately,
I don't want to just take her entire video here.
When I was approached in 2020 and asked to join VShojo, it seemed like a good idea, but I honestly did not know if I could ever be a corporal VTuber because I felt like I just couldn't. In my mind, I saw myself as unhireable, which is why streaming worked for me. I had no boss, no strict rules, I had no hours, no expectations.
This part does really hit hard, honestly, because as someone who also has a form of immune deficiency due to a disability, I can understand that feeling, as I also feel like I am unemployable. As you know, I have to take breaks because I'm sick a lot, and it can be a lot to get past that. And I feel like VShojo has taken advantage of her feelings on this to manage her money and do it poorly, like a lot of talent agencies. And it's always fucked up when they do this, but it's worse to see taking advantage of someone's insecurities and sickness to your own advantage. And I may be reading too much into that, but that's just my feelings on that, because she relied on them for management and managing her money and other things because of her disability. And as everyone who's aware of Ironmouse, she's gotten better with her health over time through building it up. So it makes sense she may want to take over some of it now that she mentions later. And it turns out they've just taken advantage of her.
It was all up to me, and due to the fact that I have lived my life chronically ill and being unable to do much of anything, I just felt like there was no way that anyone would ever take me or want me. For a while, I was struggling to make a decision because I was afraid about my anonymity and afraid about trusting people, because I felt like every time I put my trust in people, it always ends in grief for me. So I was worried about expectations and 1,000,001 other things. I ultimately decided to join VShojo. It really pains me that I am unable to fully explain why I am leaving. But for right now, here's what I am allowed to share with you. I would always be told how important I was for the company, and I was always told that I was needed in order for the company to succeed. Although that was very positive to hear, it put a lot of pressure and a lot of stress on me, to the point where I felt guilt-tripped into signing. I felt responsible for everybody. I felt responsible for staff.
This is a point here, and a lot of people have been pointing it out over the time of VShojo, that they highly focus on Ironmouse. Yes, she's an important part of it, but they do ignore some of their other talents. And that is unfair to Ironmouse, as we see here behind the scenes, because she feels like she's responsible for the talents, for the work, for the money coming in and out. And they have focused so highly on her that they've made her the only breadwinner, while they have perfectly great talents too on the other sides of it. And if the fans notice that, everyone on the inside is definitely noticing that.
And talent alike. And I felt like if I didn't do this, and if I didn't stay, I was hurting everybody and I was destroying everybody's life. But this didn't feel right with me, and I began to feel extremely uncomfortable. As my viewers know,
bro, I'm so sick. So I'm sorry if I sound upset, but I get very emotional when I'm sick, but it's so hard hearing her get upset and cry over this. And this is the problem of idol culture, and I know a lot of people don't like it, that she's been having such a hard time behind the scenes, and this has been draining on her, and she can't show that to people, because even though she is an indie and she has a lot of freedom, there is a lot of pressure to be the peppiest, and you can really see it weighing her down here, and it's so emotional.
Privacy has always been one of my biggest concerns. I've had a lot of scary experiences in my life, so one amazing thing for me was the fact that VShojo handled all my payments, and it meant that I never had to give out any of my personal information, so that was always a blessing to me. As time went on, I decided that
can be a very good part of a company if they do it right. Obviously, they didn't do it right in this sense, because keeping private is very important for any VTuber or any content creator, really. So having that barrier of safety is very helpful and is a big selling point for some creators.
I wanted to try to start pulling out my remaining funds because I wanted to start taking over my own finances this is what led me to this point. Throughout the years, Connor and I have raised around $4 million for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. The majority of the money raised is through Tiltify at events like the Cyclothon, the charity auction, and other miscellaneous events that we've had. However, because of the success of my first subathon, I decided to donate half the earnings of my following 2 subathons to the Immune Deficiency Foundation. The first time I tried this, it worked great. Over 200,000 people supported me, and because of that, we raised over $329,350 to the Immune Deficiency Foundation. Because the money came from my Twitch revenue instead of a Tiltify link, it required VShojo to make the donation on my behalf. They promptly sent the payment, and the subathon was a huge success. So I decided to do it again the next year. My last subathon was one of the biggest events I've ever done. The support was...
So this is the part where I think there is a downgrade in quality in VShojo in general, not that they started off bad, though it seems like some iffiness with the contracts is definitely involved in this. As the first year went fine, now it just doesn't. Is that a management problem? What is happening there?
Was overwhelming, and I ended up getting over 300,000 subscribers and breaking the all-time sub record. But this also meant that we had raised $515,000 for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. I once again asked VShojo to make the donation on my behalf, but unfortunately, still a year later, VShojo has not paid the charity. The Immune Deficiency Foundation means the world to me. Connor and I have both spent a ton of energy, time, and resources raising money for charity, and we're both so proud.
And that is the thing here. Why didn't they just pay it? Have they made themselves top heavy? Are they just being incompetent? They should really release the reason for this, but I don't think it's a good reason, and that's why they won't. Probably just greed. They wanted to hold on to the money, or they spent it, and that links into, are they stupid in VShojo with their management? Because why would you spend the money that is supposed to go to charity?
To be able to say that we've raised nearly $4 million for charity. We almost always raise money for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. The Immune Deficiency Foundation is a charity that is near and dear to my heart and has a particular significance in my life. When my health first started getting really bad, the Immune Deficiency Foundation helped me immensely when I really had nowhere else to turn. I was terrified, I was lonely, and I was confused. I honestly didn't really know what was going on, and I never ever want anyone else to go through that. This entire situation has broken me. I just wanted to do something good and to give back to a community that helped me, but unfortunately, that's not the case. As much as I would like to continue to talk about this, unfortunately, I can't. So, to recap...
The thing with a company and a team that she's been together for a long time, this is a huge betrayal, not just financially, but also emotionally. And I think that is something to take away from this, that even though it's a company, she knows the people inside them. So it makes sense she is attached to them like this. And it is quite the betrayal that she trusted them to do this job and then they didn't.
I am owed a significant amount of funds, which I have not been paid. And most importantly, the Immune Deficiency Foundation is owed over $500,000 from VShojo. I really wish that I could tell you more, but right now, I have been advised to wait for legal proceedings. As of right now, I am an independent VTuber. I am at a loss of what to do right now. I'm very sad, very confused. Once again, I want to apologize to the Immune Deficiency Foundation and to my community who has shown so much support to me. I also wanted to say that all the ad money made from this video will go towards the Immune Deficiency Foundation. I honestly don't know what I'm going to do. Like I said, I really haven't had much time to process this. So thank you guys so much for all the support, and thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. And once again, I want to say that I am really sorry, okay?
And this is the end of Ironmouse's video here. As we can see, and the other people do back up this, what happened here, it's a clear case of VShojo mismanagement and screwing her over pretty bad. And you want to see her video again, link below. Donate to the charity, link below. Even watching the video helps the charity, so that's great too. But we're going to go into the responses here and other stuff on this, and this is where the response she has of, "To my community, I love you all dearly, and thank you," comes into it. And that's where it's left off from Ironmouse's side on this, as in she cannot say anymore, so I think it's best we don't push this, as this could take months to resolve. Most court cases do, maybe even years, we don't know. I'm going to assume it's probably going to take somewhere around 12 months, usually from my perception of a lot of these kind of court cases, but I could be wrong. So I guess we should have a piece on it, talk about it, and see what's going to unravel from the other members from VShojo, and then try and move on until there's more updates on it. Please do not continue to pester Ironmouse about this, because she cannot say anything about it. We're going to go into the responses now before we talk more into what happened. Rima goes into who has removed VShojo from their names. They haven't removed the talent thing, but I don't know how that works if it's hard to do so. So yes, maybe I am old. Or maybe I just refuse to learn how Twitter works. Who knows? But Fruit, Kason, Amici, Amelie, and K9 Kuro has all removed it, including Hena, Hima, and Hakuruba. That I've 100% butchered half those names. Sorry, guys. So that is a lot of VShojo members that have already done this. I'm assuming they're under contract, and this may be a way of protest. We are not sure yet. But also, Project Melody hasn't removed it from theirs yet, but they say, "I feel sick, I need to think," which means she may be a bit out of the loop on this, which wouldn't be uncommon if they just don't know what was happening. But I'm assuming they're probably going to talk to the other members and figure out what's happening. I'm not going to assume. This only came out like 8 hours ago. Here we go. Removing it requires the admin of a VShojo account to remove them. They can't self-remove. There we go. Thank you, guys, for being smart, because I have no idea how it's done. So that shows that a lot of people are supporting them, which this is kind of depressing, seeing Amelie didn't join that long ago. So, they joined a shitstorm, I guess. That's unfortunate. And Kason is also going to do a stream. It's on YouTube, so you can see the schedule here. I'm assuming they're going to talk about the situation. I'm not sure what restrictions they have on them. 22nd of July, 2025. Live in 5 hours. There we go. I'm a dumbass. 10 p.m. tonight. So 5 hours from now, Kason will be doing a video on this. Maybe we'll get more information. We'll see. Please come explain to all the fans with no lies, complete transparency. I'll be on the VShojo group Discord on 9. Interesting, but I'm not going to comment too much on it because I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know what's going to happen, and I don't know much about Kason, so I can't help you. And Zentro just makes a very small comment. In light of craziness, I want to continue to push for good. I know I said I'd help one person get their VTuber model access. I'm changing that to 5 people. I'll be most likely doing a Google form for all of you to fill in. Give all your inspirations. I want to still stand by that and hope I can help some of you like I was continue to spread love and help those around you. Give to the Immune Deficiency Foundation charities and be positive force for good. Much love. And here's their comment as of a couple hours ago. Yeah, some have questions that I can't legally answer, but please know it wasn't for me to bring to light. But it is fucked up and I am upset, and you have the right as well. I can't disclose info at this time, but I know that I am angry with you all. I'm angry as much as you are. Sorry, mistyped, just to clarify. So Zentra is upset about this, and they seem to be siding with Ironmouse, as you would imagine. And as we know, Giga left VShojo not long ago, around this time or just before Zentra did. While everyone is busy farming their hit tweet sweats. To remind you to support the talents, keep it positive. If the info didn't come from one of us, someone saw that shit in a spy stream and made it the fuck up. Exactly, I do want to say here, underline, focus on what the talents actually say, not like people's legal freaking imaginary things or whatever the frick. Keep to the facts of what people said, okay? Let's try and do that, because that's all you can really rely on is what is actually said. Because I don't think that's fair to the talent. Hanya cancelled her stream today and is taking a break from the internet, from the news, so we might see her remove hers in the coming days. I'm pretty sure Henya did already. That makes sense. A lot of the VShojo members have a lot to think about right now. This is obviously a big deal financially, emotionally for them, and they have a lot to do. And Shy Lily comments on this about their experience a bit with VShojo. I trusted my gut feeling when VShojo tried to recruit me. Their contract was riddled in red flags and basically legal robbery. And this is why a bit of advice: if you get approached with a contract for a group like this, take it to a lawyer or someone close to it. And if you can't afford a lawyer, maybe don't sign contract. I'm sorry, I know that sucks ass, but either read it yourself thoroughly or maybe think maybe I should wait. Because you could be signing your life away and not know it. Next to some of them aren't even legally binding from some of these companies, and you have no idea. This makes me sick to my stomach. Please, if you can, support Mouse and the IDF. And that seems to be some of the last comments on this. And obviously, I'm siding with Ironmouse on this, as most people will. I don't think most people are going to side with VShojo. It is depressing to see this kind of go up in front names and then mistreat talents like this, especially one of their oldest talents that has supported them through so much and has been a big part of the team. Unfortunately, a lot of people has been seeing the quality decrease in VShojo with their management, not the quality decrease of their talent, just that the effort that they put into their talents, especially their talents other than Ironmouse, has been going down. And that makes sense, seeing Ironmouse herself says the pressure for her to perform was very high. And then just the mismanagement behind the scenes with money, with charities, what an absolute shit show. I can't believe they fumbled one of the best teams in VTubing so hardcore. They had some of the best talents, some of the best revenue, some of the best opportunities, and they fricked it up. What the hell? How do you manage a fumble this bad? And as I said before, you can check out Ironmouse's link, and this brings us to the end of the video, honestly. This is all the information we have so far. And that is the case today, my delinquents. And I think it really brings back to my mind, are there any good talent agencies? Probably not. Maybe. But this is just a sad situation for everyone involved, the fans, the talents, and VShojo needs a bitch slap, honestly. And I hope they resolve this. I personally think the talent is trying to put pressure on the company by removing the names, etc., to just resolve this, because they could just resolve this by paying the charity and paying out Ironmouse. So why won't they just do that? But instead they're going to court? What is happening here? This is a bigger situation financially, because I feel like it's obvious they would just pay her to not make this drama. Does that mean they can't pay her? And that is just a theory, a tinfoil hat. Don't take it as a word. That is not spelled out anywhere here. We do not have evidence. That is just where my mind is leading to. So don't take my spy stream as fact, as Gega said. But let me know in the comments below, what do you think of this situation? What do you think is happening with VShojo? Who's supporting Ironmouse? If not, what spy stream are you sniffing? And let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, check out our video, and support the girlies on this. As if we can't have a supportive agency, we may as well have supportive community. No matter what I report on here, I think it is good to keep the VTuber community in positive if we can. I'll catch you next time, my delinquents, and hopefully we'll get an update soon of this getting resolved for Ironmouse's sake at the least.